Hello, friends. On a Monday night, here we are. I need a night off. I've had too many nights in a row. Uh, anyway, I do have our songwriter thing tomorrow night, and then my Tommy Condon's Wednesday night. But I will have some downtime this weekend, and a lot of work to do around the place here. So I'm looking forward to getting home and staying home some. Anyway, I had a very busy 2 weeks, and I'll have another busy 2 weeks the first part of December with the Christmas tour. But other than that, I do have some downtime between now and the end of the year, and I'm glad. And some downtime in January. I might go back to Ireland in January. I don't know. I don't have permission yet. Don't have permission yet to go. Anyway, who knows? Glad to have you with us, guys. Welcome, everyone. If you're on YouTube, please click subscribe there so that you can run up our number there a little bit. And if you're on Facebook, click share. You can also share, I guess, on YouTube, but and share it to Facebook if you want to. If you're on YouTube, you can share it to Facebook. Anyway, it lets people know that here we are, and in case anyone wants to join in on a Monday night. Starting with a John Prine song. I've been down this road before, remember every tree, every single blade of grass holds a special place for me. I remember every town, every hotel room, every song I ever sang, a guitar out of tune. I remember everything, things I can't forget, the way you turned and smiled on me the night that we first met. I remember every night, the ocean eyes are blue, how I miss you in the morning light, like roses miss the dew. I've been down this road before, alone as I could be, careful not to let my past come sneaking up on me. Got no future in my happiness, the regrets are very few. Sometimes a little tenderness was the best that I could do. I remember everything, things I can't forget, swimming pools of butterflies that slip right through the net. I remember every night, the ocean eyes are blue, how I miss you in the morning light, like roses miss the dew. I've been down this road before, I remember every tree, every single blade of grass holds a special place for me. I remember every town, every hotel room, every song I ever sang on a guitar out of tune. I remember everything, things I can't forget, the way you turned and smiled on me on the night that we first met. I remember every night, your ocean eyes were blue, how I miss you in the morning light, like roses miss the dew. I remember everything. John Prine, sadly enough, we lost him at the very front part of the pandemic shutdown, the COVID time. We lost him even before there was a vaccine or anything else. And just as sad as it could be, he was not in good health, but he didn't deserve to go that young, and we miss him a lot. I could play a bunch of other John Prine songs, but I'll just change the pace and do this one. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone. clap their hands. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some clap their hands, pause anything they got. Well, listen to the bass, it's the one at the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do. And the old cow just goes moo. Dogs, cats, take up the middle where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles and the donkey brays and the pony neighs. The old gray badger sighs. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some clap their hands. Listen to the top with the little bird singing, with the melodies and the high notes ringing, and the hoot owl cries over everything. The blackbird disagrees. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day, the little duck quacks, he's on his way. Aflac otter hasn't got much to say. Porcupine talks to himself. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some clap their hands. It's a simple song sung everywhere by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, dopey alligator and the hawk above, sly old weasel and the turtle dove. Oh gosh, there's got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some clap their hands, pause anything they got. Place in the choir. I think that was written by Bill Staines. I think it was written by Bill Staines, but I'm not sure.
Because Emmett had said, "Love me some Bill Staines."
Yeah, I think it was Bill Staines. Yep,
So
good.
He obviously knows it was him.
Yeah. I thought it was Bill Staines. You know, he wrote the other one that we do, that we love so much, Roseville Fair, that we've done over and over here on the program. Bill Staines. I think we lost him already. I think we did. Cheers, friends, cheers. This song was written by my friend Harry O'Donoghue. Harry is from Drogheda in the east of Ireland. Lives full-time in Savannah, Georgia, except he's on the road all the time like I am, or like some of us are. And he works mostly cruise ships now. And lucky old so-and-so working the main stage on the cruise ships. They fly him to wherever he's going to be picked up and take him in a limo to the boat like he's a big star. Would he hook me up on that good gig? No, he wouldn't hook me up on that anyway. But anyway, we go way back, good friends, a long, long time. He's responsible for my first ever trip to Ireland. Himself and his wife, Tracy, in 1997 was my first trip over, and I've been going almost every year, sometimes twice a year, since then. You know, you get hooked on that beautiful part of the world. I said that to say I'm doing a Harry O'Donoghue song. I just played 4 nights in Savannah, called his name, and sang his songs. Here's one he wrote about going back home to Ireland. How's it going? How's the form? Let's have a pint of stout or a whiskey to keep us warm. How's it going? How's the crack? I've been away so long, it's great to be back. I've been away so long, it's great to be back. Could be winter, spring, or summer. Scene is still the same. Crowding on the bar, far ajar before getting on the plane. And the hair stands up on the back of your neck as the plane flies through the night. Cause you know that you'll be home again by dawn's early light. Saying, how's it going? How's the form? Let's have a pint of stout or a whiskey to keep us warm. How's it going? How's the crack? I've been away so long, it's great to be back. I've been away so long, it's great to be You've already been back over 2 weeks. Does the time really fly? And you put away so much of the stuff you could have drank my current dry. Still to make the best of the time that's left. Pack up your bags and then head for the plain through the tears and the rain, and you can't wait to do it again. How's it going? How's the form? Let's have a pint of stout or a whiskey to keep us warm. How's it going? How's the crack? I've been away so long, it's great to be back. I've been away so long, it's great to be back. How's it going? How's the form? How's the crack? And of course, the crack in Ireland is a different thing than the crack over here. Crack in Ireland is the Gaelic word C-R-A-I-C, and it means the levity and fun and laughter that we have in the pubs. Having trouble with YouTube again tonight. I don't know what the deal is. It turns itself off for some reason, but we have both Facebook and YouTube going simultaneously. So if you can't watch one, you can watch the other, I suppose.
Okay, we're back.
And we're back on YouTube. Welcome back, guys. Where'd you go? Cheers. You think it was our feed or theirs? Or?
I don't know.
Hard to know, isn't it?
Send it back out. Hutto's on,
My buddy Robert Hutto is on.
and he spelled you Carroll, and he called me Cherry with a Y.
Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Robert Hutto, and he's a full-time musician for years and years and years, and he's now retired, fully retired, and taking it easy in Florida. And but he's not in good health, and we've been kind of trying to visit with him a little bit and talk to him a little bit and make sure he's all right. And I remembered an old album that we recorded when he used to play in Port St. Joe on the Gulf side, on the Gulf Panhandle of Florida. Myself and Bob Tobin went down and spent the weekend with him one time, and we recorded 2 nights or 3 nights of him doing his show at that time, and of course, it was very powerful and very passionate and very, very good. Robert's a heck of a guitar player and a heck of a vocalist and a heck of a songwriter. And so I told Robert, I said, well, you know, we could get you another bag of groceries or something like that if I would if I would go ahead and release that previously unreleased album that we never let go. We were going to call it Dockside of the Moon, because he was playing at a place called the Dockside, and he'd written a song called the Dockside of the Moon. But before we could get the album out, he had moved and was no longer playing there, and we kind of let it get on the back burner. But we now have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a copy of the Robert Hutto Dockside of the Moon album, get in touch with us here, and we will mail you a copy or see that you get one. Dockside of the Moon has some original songs on it and some covers. We're not really selling it, but we will get you a copy of it, and maybe you can give us a little.
Just tell them, these use the same digital
Yeah.
tip jars, and just make
Yeah.
sure they know
Yeah.
that it's for Robert.
You can send it to us on the digital tip jars that are here on the program every Monday night. Just earmark it for Robert, and we'll be sure he gets the do-re. Because, see, I can't let my wife get that money. Because if she gets her hands on it, it's gone with the wind.
Spit it belks.
Anyway, you can use the digital tip jar here if you'd like to make a small donation, and we will get you a copy of this CD in the mail. It's about 15 songs, I can't remember, 12 or 15 songs, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. What was I going to do? Here's a song written by my friend Richard Lee. Richard Lee, Nashville, Tennessee. Richard is, we met him on the beach in Charleston, the Isle of Palms, Sullivan's Island, and he had a place down there. And for a long time, we would kind of knock around, and he'd come sit in on our gigs, and he's a wonderful guitar player and singer. and a super songwriter. He wrote a song called "Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue." He's had 8 number 1 songs, and including this one, which was a number 1 song for Reba McEntire. It's called "The Greatest Man I Never Knew." The greatest man I never knew lived just down the hall. Every day we said hello, but never touched at all. He was in his paper, I was in my room. How was I to know he thought I hung the moon? The greatest man I never knew came home late every night. Never had too much to say, too much was on his mind. I never really knew him, and now it seems so sad. Everything he gave to us took all he had. Then the memories turned into years, and the memories to black and white. He grew cold like an old winter wind blowing across my life. The greatest words I never heard, I guess I'll never hear. The man I said would never die, he's been gone almost a year. He was good at business, but there was business left to do. He never said he loved me, I guess he thought I knew. Then the days turned into years, and the memories to black and white. He grew cold like an old winter wind blowing across my life. The greatest words I never heard, I guess I'll never hear. The one who said he'd never die, he's been gone almost a year. He was good at business, but there was business left to do. He never said he loved me, I guess he thought I knew. Reba McEntire had the big hit record on that. Boy, what a song it is, too.
Isn't that on your CD?
No,
Okay.
I never recorded that. I recorded his Southern Man song on one of the CDs, and of course, he and I wrote the other one, Dave. Uh, Don't Need to Feel Good That Bad. We wrote that one. You're going to have to look up Wind in the Willows.
Where would it be?
It's entirely possible I won't be able to do Wind in the Willows for you tonight, Kathy. I don't even know what book it might be in.
We
Um,
can try to do it next Monday.
Yeah. Well, if you want to look at the 2 big books to see under W, it might be there. But you see, I do it in the Christmas show. See, we do the Wind in the Willows in the Christmas show, and that is not in alphabetical order. I've been working on it. See that tall stack on your left there, Cherry, that you're not going to go through? All of that is the Christmas stuff that I had anyway.
You want me to look through that?
No, 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 no. That's it. Ain't but 200 pages there. You don't need to go through that.
You thinking the purple one?
Either the purple or the yellow. Yeah. Just look under W and see if it's there.
Okay.
We'll pick up the pace a little bit with this one, and we will also, for Jim Keefe, do The Voyage. You know, I'm sure Emmett is aware, but we lost Johnny Doohan, the famous songwriter that wrote the song The Voyage. We lost him last weekend. We'll pick up the pace with this one. Near Banbridge town in the county down one morning last July. Down a boring green came a fair Kathleen. She smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing oath, had to pinch myself to be sure I was standing there. From Bantry Bay to Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town. No made a scene like the street Kathleen, that's in the county down. Bantry Bay up to Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town. No made a scene like the sweet Colleen, the metro in the county down. As she onward sped, sure I shook my head, looked at the feeling rare. I says I to a passerby, who's a maid with the nut brown hair. He smiled at me and he says, you see, she's a gem of all Ireland's crown. Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann, star of the county down. Bantry Bay to Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town. No made a scene in the sweet Colleen, I met you in the county down. Bantry Bay up to Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town. No made a scene like the sweet Colleen, I met you in the county down. Don't worry about that. At the harvest fair, shoulder there in a dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shone bright and my hat cocked erect, for a smile from my nut brown rose. No pipe or smoke, no horse all yoke, till my plow as the rust turns brown. Till my darling bride by my own fireside sits a star of the county down. Bantry Bay to Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town. No made a scene, the sweet Colleen, I met you in the county down. Bantry Bay up to Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town. No made a scene like the sweet Colleen I met in the county down. Star of the county down. From the very northeast in Ireland, and we are going to the Antrim coast and the northeast of Ireland, including County Down, and including Belfast, and including County Tyrone and the town of Derry. We'll be doing that in October next year, and with those former members of the Kingston Trio and the Limelighters, and it should be just a blast. We're looking forward to it. I got an update today. We have 17 people signed on, and we're going to stop selling it at 25. So if you want to go with us on this magnificent trip with these wonderful legendary performers in traditional folk music, American folk music, if you want to go with that group and with us, October the 4th next year, we'd be delighted to have you go with us. And I'm going to try to sing this song.
She also requested pray for me, but I thought she wanted me to pray for her, and I said yes, I will. But so I guess she wants that too.
Well, we'll pray for you too. Kathy, you want to go with us in October? Let me know. I know you guys were talking about going with us one time, but again. We do do kind of a Christmas version of this. It's called The Wind in the Willows. As I was a-walking one morning in spring, I met with some travelers in an old country lane. One was an old man, the second a maid, and the third was a young boy who smiled as he said, with the wind in the willows, the birds in the sky, there's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We have bread and fishes and a jug of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind. So I sat down beside them with flowers all around, and we ate of the mantle spread out on the ground. They told me of pupils, of prophets and kings, and all of the one God who knows everything. With the wind and the willows and the birds in the sky, there's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We have bread and fishes and a jug of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind. So I asked them to tell me their names and their race, that I might remember their kindness and grace. He said, my name is Joseph, this is Mary my wife, and this is our young son, who is our delight. We travel the wide world by land and by sea to tell all the people how they might be free. With the wind and the willows and the birds in the sky, there's a bright sun to warm us wherever we lie. We have bread and fishes and a jug of red wine to share on our journey with all of mankind. Wind in the Willows. It's an old legend in Ireland that the Holy Family, Mary and Joseph and the baby Jesus, or young Jesus, travel the world. They travel from one continent to the other and travel everywhere. And it's one of the traditions there to light a candle in the window, to light the way for the Holy Family, and to let them know that they're welcome to come in. And sometimes they leave out food and this sort of thing, and they're not leaving it out for Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's the reason we do that song often in the Christmas program. Might do it this year in the Christmas show. We just booked 8 Christmas shows, and it looks like we're going to be at the Villages in Florida, in Statesboro, Georgia, and in Hartwell, Georgia, and near Augusta in Graniteville, South Carolina, and in Charleston, South Carolina. And we may add one other show, but we're not sure yet. And I might have just forgotten one. But anyway, it all begins on, we do 2 of them in Charleston, in fact. It all begins on December the 3rd. December the 3rd. Now, Kathy Brown out in Colorado also wanted to hear Pray For Me. Why wouldn't I do it? Now, usually I do a gospel song at the end of the show, and this is almost a gospel song, but it's not. I don't know if I remember it. Cheers.
Werner's on, and he says he's really enjoying it tonight.
Howdy, Verna Jordan. Howdy, my friend.
And the Wendell guys are on.
Good, good, good. Howdy, Wendell, North Carolina. Let's see. This is a song called "Pray for Me." South Carolina native, a guy named Rob Crosby, who we did the same gigs, same type gigs, here in Columbia, South Carolina, years and years and years ago. And I moved to Nashville and already moved away from Nashville by the time he moved up there. And so we didn't work together in Tennessee. But he wrote a song with a guy named Alan Shamlin, very famous songwriter. He wrote a song called "Pray for Me," and we added it along with when I see her requesting "Pray for Me" and "Wind in the Willows." That means she's listening to that album that Harry and I did together.
Oh, really?
Because both those songs are on that album.
I see.
Harry and I did two albums together, two Christmas albums. So Kathy's getting ahead of the Santa Claus out there. Pray for me. He had a bottle in his left hand and a Bible in his right. I thought, now there's a sinner, as he asked me for a light. He hit me for $1. I just turned and walked away. I was feeling high and mighty when I heard him say, "Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, and I will pray for you." I thought, who is he to pray for me? And I hit my power lock, and the weight of my hypocrisy fell on me like a rock. I caught him at the corner. I gave him my last 10. I said, "Please forgive me, brother, and until we meet again, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, and I will pray for you." You know, each of us is broken somewhere down inside, and we're really not that different if we strip away the pride. We all have our struggles, chains that we can't break, and you never know the difference one simple prayer might make. I stood there on the corner, I watched him shuffling off. The sun behind St. Mary's made the shadow of a cross on a street of busy people going somewhere on the run. And I felt like calling out to each and every one, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, and I will pray for you. Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, and I will pray for you. Pray for me. My friend Rob Crosby and Alan Shamlin wrote that song. Artist was Rob Crosby. It was also recorded by Ty Herndon, I think. I think Ty Herndon had a big record on that. Now, I had a request for a song called "The Voyage." Now, this is a song that's been requested over and over and over here on this program. And I am told it's been played at more than 1,000,000 weddings. More than 1,000,000 wedding ceremonies have included this song. It's called "The Voyage." Many of you know the song because it's one of my most requested songs. Sadly, the guy who wrote the song, Johnny Doohan, died in a swimming accident in Galway Bay last week. And the big hit on this was Christy Moore, but I've been doing this song for years, played it many a time at all kinds of ceremonies and events and things. It's a song called "The Voyage," And rest in peace, Johnny Doohan. I am a sailor, you're my first mate. Signed on together, we've coupled our fates. Hauled up our anchor, determined not to fail. For the heart's treasure, together we set sail. With no maps to guide us, we steered our own course and clung to each other when the winds were gale force. We sat out the doldrums with patience and hope. Working together, we've learned how to cope. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled waters, it keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, there was just me and you. But now, gathered round us, we have our own crew. Together we're in this relationship. We built it with care to last the whole trip. And our true destination is not marked on any chart. We're navigating for the shores of the heart. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled waters, it keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, there was just me and you. But now, gathered round us, we have our own crew. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled waters, it keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, there was just me and you. So now, gathered round us, we have our own crew. Now, the last 4 nights that I played in Savannah, Georgia, it's a new Irish pub, and it's absolutely stunningly well done. Really, really well appointed. They spent a buku of money making it into a beautiful place, beautiful upstairs room with a sound stage, and a wonderful PA system and lights and this, that, and the other. Anyway, it's a perfect place to do a show, and I will be back there the very weekend, Thursday through Sunday before Christmas. But I said that to say the one thing that they wanted us to do is to stick to strictly the Irish music, as this becomes known as a strictly an Irish music venue in the listening room upstairs. They have live music on the street that's local people from Savannah. But so I have been dusting off some of the old tunes that I don't do too often. This is a song written by Mick Hanley, done here in this country by Hal Ketchum, done in Ireland by Mary Black. Last night I dreamed you were back again, larger than life again, holding me tight again, placing those same kisses on my brow, sweeter than ever now. Lord, I remember how couldn't get get enough of kissing. Do you know how much you're missing? No, you don't, but I do. Days like a slow train trickle by. Even the words I write refuse to fly. All that I can hear is your song haunting me. Can't get the melody out of my head, you see. Distractions I've been using. Do you know how much you're losing? No, you don't, but I do. But I do. I wonder if I can pass a point of rescue. It's no word from you at all, the best that you can do. Never meant to push or shove you. Do you know how much I love you? No, you don't, but I do. Last night I dreamed you were back again, larger than life again, holding me tight again, placing those same kisses on my brow. Sweeter than ever now, Lord, I remember how couldn't get enough of kissing. Do you know how much you're missing? No, you don't, but I do. But I do. I wonder if I can pass a point of rescue. It's no word from you at all, the best that you can do. Never meant to push or shove. Do you know how much I love you? No, you don't, but I do. Now, I told you my friend Robert Hutto was tuned in down in Florida, and let me do one of his songs. Robert and I met in Charleston in the early 1980s, and there was a time when we would all go hear each other play, and every time I heard him play, it was just stop you in your tracks. Wonderful talent as a songwriter, and I had just come from Nashville, and I tried to rent a studio there in Charleston to record some new songs that we were writing to take back to Nashville. You know, you try not to give up on Nashville, you know, on the old dream. But I walked into a little 8-track studio in Charleston, and they tried to sell me the place, and I ended up buying the 8-track player. And I found two old 16-track boards like this piece of crap, but they were identical, and so I wired them together, and so we had an 8-track tape player and a 32-channel board, and then I bought a 16-track reel-to-reel player, and then I bought a 24-track. Anyway, one thing led to another. But the very first album that I did, where we produced the album ourselves, because we were so impressed with our friend Robert Hutto, the very first album we ever did in Charleston was on Robert Hutto, songwriter. And that's the guy we're telling you. We're releasing this CD. If you want a copy, let us know. You can give us a note there on the tip jar if you want to. But Robert wrote this song. And it's on the album, I believe. I've been here since yesterday. I barely left my room. I suppose I'll still be here tomorrow afternoon. I lay back on my bed and I think of all the things I've done, but I've never touched the sun. I've read the Holy Bible, I've seen the Holy Grail, I've done some time in Mexico, I've spent the night in jail. It's times like these we sit alone and think of all but we've never touched the sun. Hey, up there in heaven, we need a bit more time. We're having so much fun down here, I guess you slipped our mind. But now it's time to do what I want done. It's time to touch the sun. I've been around some people, I've met all different types. I've played through bells and blenders, and I've played through several fights. I've played for politicians, and I've prayed that we'll be one. In time to touch the sun. Hey, up there in heaven, we need a bit more time. Having so much fun down here, I guess you slipped our mind. But I won't let you down. This is one race I shall run. In time to touch the sun. Hey, up there in heaven, we need a bit more time. We're having so much fun down here, I guess you slipped our mind. Oh, but I won't let you down. This is one race I shall run. In time to touch the sun. And on my most recent album, which is called Already Home, I recorded another Robert Hutto song called There Is Not One Chosen Love. What's the name of it, Jerry?
Come to you.
Love Will Come to You. Love Will Come to You. Great song, too. That's on that very first album, too. My buddy Robert Hutto. Let me know, guys, if you want a copy of this CD. We'll be sure that you get one. Where are we doing on time over there, Mom? Here's a song I wrote with Kevin Fox, Cincinnati, Ohio. We were writing a Christmas song, and I said, let's get it out of December and write it different. Red wine and blue, here without you, thinking about you. Red wine and blue. Opened a bottle of our favorite Merlot, reached for 2 glasses just out of habit. It's gonna take some time, this letting you go. Here's to me and you, red wine and blue, here without you, thinking about you, red wine. Remember that summer, was it back in '03? Neat little cottage down by the ocean. Remember you said how good it could be, just me and you, red wine and blue, here without you, thinking about you, red wine. That big fat teddy from the old county fair, I threw out my arm, but you had to have it. He looked so lonely, sitting here in your chair. We're both missing you, red wine and blue. Here without thinking about you, red wine and blue. Maybe I should learn to just let you go. Maybe you're happier now without me. Outside my window, it's beginning to snow. Well, here's to me and you, red wine and blue. Here without you, thinking about you, red wine and blue. Here without you, thinking about you, red wine. I always liked that one. Maybe I should have kept it a Christmas song. Anything else floating around?
No, not anything. You got Doug's song? Doug Ross's song.
Oh, good.
I wrote it on that note.
I see it now. Brandy, I don't do Rocky Road to Dublin. You know, I probably should have learned that one. That one and the other one, the bartender there in Savannah wanted to hear was Waxy's Dargle. I don't do Waxy's Dargle either. You know, there's some songs you do, and tons of songs you do, but you don't do them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rocky Road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brandy Harvey is a super talented and beautiful young lady, and she lives in Statesboro, Georgia, and she sits in with us when we do the concert at the Everett Center in the Emma Kelly Theater at the Everett Center there in Statesboro, and we will be there December the 6th. And she'll be sitting in singing with us. And she's probably going to do that famous Irish Christmas song, the Wexford Carroll. She will probably do that one, but I'm letting her do whichever one she wants to do. And my buddy Sammy Lassiter is on, Sammy and Tammy. Let's do that song, and then we have a song I'm going to sing for Doug Ross. Tonight's Richard Lee night, isn't it, Sherry? Tonight we'll do the song for Doug Ross, and before we get out of here. This is a song that's requested over and over and over here too. It was written by Rick Doherty. Rick is formerly a member of the Limelighters, the famous folk music group, also a former member of the Kingston Trio, and of course it's Rick who contacted me and said, we want to go to Ireland, and so we put together a tour to the south of Ireland for the Folk Legacy Trio, and now, that was a couple of 3 years ago, and now they want to go again, so we're going to do the Northeast, and Belfast, and Derry, and Armagh, and that part of the world. And but Rick wrote this song. This is a song called The Sound, and it's a story about a gentleman who works out on the ocean, and he comes into harbor at night and he sings on his boat. And the lady comes to the window and she can hear the sound of his singing. It's now beginning, so gather and listen to the story I'm spinning around. Of the man from the water and the fisherman's daughter, love they two never found. And the lure of his singing would rise and be ringing as clear as the ocean's blue stare. She'd come to the moorings, watch his ship turning, and over the waves she could hear. Oh, hey, lady, I love thee below. Don't let me be lonely away. Lady, if only you know me too. Oh, hey, lady, I love thee below. Don't let me be lonely away. Lady, I love thee, I do. He wanted so much her and afraid he to touch her, and she too afraid to come near. they'd stare at each other as though they were lovers, though never a word did they dare. And at night in his boat he'd alight in the cove, and he'd call her above the sea's pound. She'd come to the window and listen to the wind blow, and over the waves came the sound. Oh, hey, lady, I love thee below. Don't let me be lonely away. Lady, if only you know me too. Oh, hey, lady, I love thee below. Don't let me be lonely away. Lady, I love thee, I do. Well, the wind started whistling, the sea started glistening, and the waves, they broke over the bow. And the wreckage by morning had washed up the shoreline, though never his body was found. So nothing was left in but a shrill and a night wind, and the ghost of a lover who drowned. When the wind's whistling, she sits up nights listening, and can't get to sleep for the sound. Oh, hey, lady, I love thee below. Don't let me be lonely away. Lady, if only you know me too. Oh, hey, lady, I love thee below. Don't let me be lonely away. Lady, I love thee, I do. Oh, hey. The sound. And of course, I think about my friend Cindy Gibson every time I see her or she sees me, she requests that song. She came to hear us in St. Augustine a week ago Sunday, a week ago yesterday.
Marcia's on, and so is Ann Walker
Oh, hi, Ann Walker in Sumter, South Carolina.
and Marcia
And my buddy Marcia.
Burns.
Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. My buddy Doug Ross is on, so I'm going to do a song that he's often asked me to play, and he requested it a few nights ago, a few Mondays ago, but I didn't see it until the next day. This also was written by Richard Lee, songwriter out of Nashville. It's called Southern Man, and of course I plead guilty. Southern man, cornerstone of Dixie, solid as a rock, and honest as your day is long. Southern man, your kind is disappearing, but don't let your light go out. Symbol of the South, Southern man. Someday we'll meet on the southern side of heaven, where all that you need is a pair of calloused hands, where a friend is a friend, and if he ain't got no money, frankly, we don't give a damn. Southern man, you rose from the ashes once you lost a war, but you never lost your pride. Southern man, like that old magnolia, don't let them cut you down. Stand your hallowed ground, Southern man. southern side of heaven, where all that you need is a pair of calloused hands, where a friend is a friend, and if he ain't got no money, honey, he'll gladly lend a hand. Southern man, this world would turn you colder, but look away, oh look away, Southern man, look away, oh look away, Southern man. All right, friends. Should we do Marsha's song, J. Reed?
That's up to you.
Marsha's on, my friend Marsha. We've been friends a long, long time. And she and her hubby would come down on when I used to play gigs on Shim Creek. And she was the party leader. She was the leader of the party. She was the leader of the conga line back in the day. And life of the party. And then later, she went through a marital thing, and some other things happened, and her whole life was changing, the whole world was changing. And I was in Florida coming home from St. Pete Beach, one of my gigs down there, and got to thinking about Marsha, and this whole song just fell right out of my face, fell right onto my recorder, and I came home and threw it down. And I recorded it on one of my albums, but it's called Marsha's Song. It looks like it was February of '01. I don't know whether that's when I wrote it or that's when I wrote it down.
It kind of sounds like it.
Sounds about right, doesn't it? It's called Marsha's Song. My buddy Marsha. I first met Marsha in Mount Pleasant Town, out on the dance floor, all tanned and brown, crazy as a June bug, twirling around. She showed me her bikini line. Well, she and her husband from North Carolina were the life of the party on Shim Creek at the time, dancing and prancing in a drunk conga line. Come on, sing one more song, one more song. Her husband had money from the stock market craze. Out on the powerboat, we spent lazy days, Jimmy Buffett and tequila in the salty sea haze. What time is it? What time is it? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's go have a round. They'd reel in the lines and they put the hammer down to the Folly Beach Marina just to see the sun go down. And it seemed like the good times would never end. Then one night she was crying when she came to the stage. Her husband had left her for someone half her age. Did I know any Bob Seger? Maybe turn the page. No, shame on the moon, shame on the moon. She struggled to get back on her feet. Let's go grab a drink, she said. Good to see you, my friend. But all her party buddies now had made other plans, and I guess I was one of them. And her life was still spinning out of control. Then her son lost his life and left a hole in her soul. And the demons rushed in, they tried to take hold. And just when she thought she had come to the end, she went home to her mama in the country. And then, completely by chance, she met a tall inland man. He said, "How do, ma'am? How do?" He's a man from the country with salt and pepper hair. He took off his hat and he offered her his chair. Later on, he hugged her just like a big old teddy bear. there now, there now. For the next weeks and months, so easy and slow, a feeling down inside Marcia was beginning to grow. But she was so afraid to let her feelings show. Then before she could mention it, one evening he said, I wonder if you'd be happy away from the sea. I bet you'd never go for a simple man like me. But Marcia was thinking, I bet I would. He said, I'm not much for partying and running around, but I got a few acres here outside of town. And if you ever thought about settling down, well, he said, it was just a thought. But Marcia sold up her house on the IOP, took I-26 inland as straight as a bee, through the arms of real love and security. Now we don't ever see Marcia no more. She's going to North Kakalaki. She sold up that house on the IOP, took I-26 inland as straight as a bee, to the arms of true love and security. Now, if you want to see Marcia, you got to go find her in the mountains up there somewhere. From my buddy Marcia. We're due to get together again. Cherry, she's been threatening to go to Ireland with me. I don't know if she will, but.
Tanner's on.
Huh?
Johnny Tanner's on.
Johnny Tanner is on. You know who knows Marcia's Johnny Tanner? They know each other good. Johnny knew her better than me back in the old days. It was back when she was in Merle's Inlet as much as she was in Charleston. Johnny Tanner knows Marcia. I don't know if he knows her handle there on Facebook, but hey guys, I have a request for a song that I wrote called Sweet Savannah Nights. I don't know why we did so many original songs tonight. Usually we don't do quite this many, but that's the way the requests are going. I will do this one and one gospel song, and we shall call it a night. I'm still beat down from too many gigs in a row. But this is a song that I wrote in Savannah, Georgia with my friend Sonny Birch there. Sonny, we lost her during the pandemic. And the saddest part was, we went to see her in the hospital and this and that. But the saddest part was, once the pandemic had really kicked in, we couldn't go see her. And we couldn't have a celebration of life as such, and as we typically would have. But Sonny was a lovely lady from from Georgia, and I went to the University of Georgia. But she met an Irishman in Savannah, and she wrote a poem about him and handed it to me in 2008, and I couldn't get away from it. It haunted me, and so I sat down and rewrote it and put a melody to it and the whole thing. In 2010. It's called Sweet Savannah Nights. Played this a few times the last 4 nights. How long has it been? The years have come and gone, but the world keeps on turning, and I keep holding on. Still see us arm in arm, dancing street light. How we loved our hearts away. Sweet Savannah nights. Supper on the veranda, walking through the park, whispering by the parlor lamp when the world was getting dark. Your kiss on my brow made all the darkness bright. Yes, I remember you, sweet Savannah nights. It only takes a moment to run that memory down. It haunts me like a ghost, like thorny crown. I'm going going back to bed now. Dream with all my might. I'll be loving you on sweet Savannah nights. Live oaks spread their wings to catch the Spanish moss. But everything has changed now. I guess you just got lost. Oh, but the jasmine's on the breeze. I'm gonna be alright. I'm just missing you. Savannah nights. It only takes a moment to run that memory down. It haunts me like a ghost. It cuts like thorny crown. I'm going back to bed now. Dream with all my might. I'll be loving you, sweet Savannah nights. Oh, you know I still love you, sweet Savannah nights. Thank you, friends. I'm going to go ahead and take my break. It's going to be a long one. I will be tomorrow night here in Columbia, South Carolina. We have a monthly songwriter event at the British Bulldog over at the that side of west side of Columbiana, if you know where that is. That's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at the British Bulldog. Myself and Fred Williams will be hosting with 8 or 10 songwriters doing their original songs. It's always a good event. And then Wednesday night, I'm at Tommy Condon's Irish Pub in Charleston, 7 o'clock, as usual on Wednesdays. Then I'm going to be home some, and a few other bits and pieces are running around and work to do. Pouring some concrete this week. Pouring some concrete this week.
So you're watching them do.
I will be supervising the pouring of the concrete. Well, the people to know what they're doing and do it for us. Anyway, I got a shed down that I need to keep the water out of it, so I got to put some concrete in it. Anyway, guys, we're delighted to have you with us, and I appreciate you tuning in and staying in touch with us. Let me know if you want to go to Ireland with us in October of next year. That's our next public trip over, and we look to see you at one of the gigs one of these days. Thank you very much.